What is going on, guys? Nightmare here, and today I am doing my first unit breakdown analysis on the newest legend on JP, which is BARTO and Cavendish. So BARTO and Cavendish, in this unit breakdown analysis, I'll be going over his captain, his special, what units I recommend that you should use, and also I'll be doing a showcase of him versus various Coliseums, various raids, and also versus all 14 training forests. If you would like to just skip to any random part, there will be timestamps in the comment section below, which will let you skip to whatever part you just want to see in particular. So without further ado, let's go into his captain. So his captain ability in dual form, he is a 4.25 attack for driven characters, and he also makes strength, quick, and dex beneficial. So first off, right off the bat, he's a really powerful captain, great for driven. Reminds me of V2 Dofi, except for the fact that he makes strength beneficial, and also he has no restrictions to you need a full team of driven. So whenever you need to, if you need to bring a unit that is permanently immune to silence, you can always bring one of those units, even if they're not driven, in order to help your team, which is always great to be able to use units outside of your class or color without having a negative impact to your team in general. And his special ability is 75 times his attack to all enemies and typeless damage, I believe. He's a 2.25 attack booster for Driven, which is also really great. And he also is a threshold damage reducer above 500k HP. 500k damage. He reduces that all by 95%, which is really great. I might have worded that wrong, but you know what I mean. Sort of like Great Bartos special, but by 95%, which is really great. Really love that unit overall. He's really fun to play with, and his switch ability, by the way, is whenever you switch, he gives himself a 1.5 orb boost to the unit that switches, and he also heals around like 1.3k every turn. So essentially, every turn you heal for about 3k HP, and he also reduces damage. And let's go into the solo captain abilities. So Barto is a 3.25 driven captain, and he also, um, similar to his base legend, he reduces damage if you don't attack with him by 25%, which is really cool and the staller for the team. And Cavendish is your attacker, as he's also a 3.25 attack booster for all driven units, and he also um, gives himself a 3.7 attack boost for himself, which is really great. Nice homage to the original Legends, and I hope that they do that with the Neko and Inuarashi dual legend. So yeah, the legend overall is really cool. My thoughts on him as a dual unit in general are that he is very powerful, similar to Werko, but I believe that um, his survivability is a little bit better since he gives DR instead of just tanking it in just base form, which is really great. And yeah, I just like that about him a lot. So now, the units that I would recommend using on a Cavendish Barto team. So first off, I will start with Higuma, the TM booster. I know a lot of people don't have him, but if you do have him, he's a really great unit to use. He reduces resilience and rage, um, either bind or despair. I believe it's despair by 5 turns, and he's also a fixed damage dealer. So really great unit to use if you have him. If you don't have him, there's plenty of replacements, but I would recommend using him, especially since he's a strength character. Another unit I would recommend using on a Barto Cavendish team is Ray Bellamy, Kai, or regular. Preferably, I would say the regular is a better unit to use because his sailor after limit break is that he makes RCV beneficial. So with his special, you have a 1.75 orb boost. You make Psi and Int beneficial, and also with his sailor, you get RCV beneficial. So you get 3 orbs plus the 3 that you already get from using Barto Cavendish as beneficial. So I believe on your burst turns, he would be really nice to use in general if you don't have a full board orb manipulator for your team. So yeah, that's why I believe the quick one is better. Also, the quick one has double special, so you can use the special 2 times in a row essentially and get a double 10% HP cut, or just use a special once on the boss stage and then, I mean, once on like stage 4 and then again on the boss stage, which was really great. So that's why I would recommend the quick one more. But the strength one is strength, so that's always good to have on your team since Barton and Cavendish are already quick and dex themselves. Anyways, another unit I would recommend is the TM Booster Moria. I know I'm recommending a lot of TM boosters, but they all just happen to be pretty good. The TM Booster Moria does 50 times his attack and end of turn damage for 3 turns, I believe. So it's really great if you just want to clear mobs. So I would recommend using him. Another unit I would recommend is Colo. Really great unit overall for Driven. He's a attack down remover. He's also a paralysis reducer, and he's also a 0.7 chain booster. So he's a really great unit, really solid on Driven teams, and should be used when you can use them. Another unit I would recommend is the Strength Treble and the Vici Dofi Badge. Really great unit as well. He's percent shield, threshold, and attack booster. You won't really use him for an attack boost, but you can if you're running 6 Driven units. As well, you can use him for his threshold and percent shield, which is pretty common today in the current meta on OPTC. Another unit I would recommend is the Strength Diamante. Not really used that much today since we have VT Kid, but on Driven teams, he is the VT Kid of Driven teams. So I would highly recommend using him. He does AoE end of turn damage, and he's just really great in general. So yes, I would recommend using him. Another unit I would recommend is the Raid Cheeky. He's a great unit for orb manipulation on Driven teams. He removes block orbs, I believe, and also T and D and G and makes them mention. So really great unit to use on your Driven teams if you face those adversaries. Another unit I would recommend is Strength Ideo. He's the newest unit for his batch. He is a delayer for 2 turns. He also, depending on your captain, 2.75 chain locker for 3 turns if your captain is Dex or Int, and he's a 3 times chain locker if your captain is Quicker Psi, and he changes certain orbs depending on your captain. You can I don't know the exact orbs in general, I mean at the moment without translating it, but he's a really solid unit to use. Another unit I would recommend is the limited rare recruit Bindy World. Really great unit. He removes all attack down. He's also a barrier remover, and he also does fixed damage at max 500,000, which is really good. So I would recommend using him. Another unit I would use if you're running a majority strength team, the strength rated Kainu is really great unit to use, as well as the int one if you're running an int team. I'll just talk about them since they're the same unit. Essentially, color affinity for two times color affinity, and he does 50 times his damage. So they're really powerful units, and they have a lot of usage on BARTO Cavendish team. Another unit I would recommend is another TM point booster. The Strength of Kainu, really great unit. He makes Psi and Int beneficial, so that's always a plus. You don't have to bring Bellamy in. Also, he removes barriers, so barriers are a recent thing on the JP meta. So as many barrier reducers as you can get are always nice to have. Another unit I would recommend is Mount Dior or Mount Dor. I don't know how to say his name really, but he is the unit from the V2 Katakuri batch. He is a 4-turn silence reducer for Driven, so he is the best one until Limited Rare Recruit Puddin comes out. And Limited Rare Recruit Puddin is really great. She is a 5-turn barrier reducer. I mean, not barrier reducer, silence reducer. But unfortunately, she only reduces silence for 5 turns for herself. So she's not like TS Nami or other really powerful silence reducers. But she's the best that we have, and I'll talk about more in detail at the end. Another unit I would recommend is the Strength Streisand from the V2 Katakuri batch as well. He's a good bind and despair remover. He also makes Strength, Psi, and Meat Orbs beneficial, and he also gives you full board of Meat Orbs when you have Block Orbs. So really great unit. I would recommend him highly. I would recommend TM Kaido as well. He isn't really the best for the Barto Cavendish team, but if you want to do something memey against Dex content, you can always just give him a whole bunch of boosts and then use the Kaido and one-shot the Dex content, since Kaido is super powerful. Anyways, another unit I would recommend is Zoro Plus. He's a 2.5 chain locker, so just remember before you use Zoro to use your attack boost, since Zoro gives himself gives slash your attack boost, so you don't want that. Anyways, another unit I would recommend for Barto Cavendish is the Dex Dofi VT Dofi. Unfortunately, yeah, why are you using VT Dofi as a sub? Um, he's really great. He makes quick and Dex beneficial for Driven, and he also has an amazing special which you can use on your turn after your burst. So despite reducing the second best Driven captain to a sub, he has a lot of usage as a sub. Anyways, another unit I would recommend is the World Journey Zoro. Really great unit. He also is a barrier remover, so if you want to use that VT Dofi sub, I highly recommend using a barrier remover, as a lot of recent content has those. Another unit I would recommend is Colo Moria. Really great unit, double special, 300k, 1000 fixed damage to one enemy, which is really great and can be used in plenty of situations. Another unit I would recommend is Raid Dofi, the OG. Great 2x orb booster, and yeah, still has usage today. Who else would I recommend? I would recommend Dr. Indigo Rare Recruit of the Shiki batch. Great healer if you're under 10%, heals you to full, and also gets 50% damage reduction, so for 3 turns, which is really great, and yeah, another great unit to use overall. Who else would I recommend? Quick Dofi, not as good as the regular Raid Dofis, Kai and the Dex one, but still a good unit. He did give some improvements with his limit break, but hopefully he gets more with his plus. but also another great 2x orb booster. Another unit I would recommend is Shiki, great the legend, great AoE unit, gives full board of meat orbs. So if you're running someone that makes RCV beneficial, really great unit to use. Paired up with Shiki, you can blow away everyone on one stage, and then the next turn you have full board of orbs and you can just burst. So really great. Legend of Sorrow, godly on BARTO Cavendish teams and driven teams and a lot of teams in general. 3.25 chain lock, top and bottom roll matching, and yeah, amazing sub. Another unit I would recommend is the Raid Zoro, really great unit. Color affinity 1.75 when you're below full HP, and he's also a 2x affinity booster when you're at full HP. Also removes Rainbow Shield and Threshold by 5 turns, which is really great. Amazing unit. Again, another TM booster I would recommend is the TM Kit. Really great unit. He removes attack down by 4 turns, and also increased damage. So really good unit for driven. All the attack down removers you can get are highly recommended. Next, Quick Diamante. He removes increased damage shield, percent shield, and I believe he removes something else. I don't recall right at the moment. But he makes your right hand side full board of full matching orbs if they're color. So really great unit to use. And he's also a decent delayer if you can delay on the stage. Next we have is the Quick Hydrogen from his batch. Is great unit overall. He's your conditional booster for delay, so you can pair him up with Diamante or Ideo and have a 1.75 conditional on your delay unit. So really great. Another unit I would recommend is the Psy Judge. Great orb booster, 2x, and he also removes bind by 10 turns, so really great sub for your BARTO Cavendish teams. Also would recommend the Psy Zoro from the original Blitz battle. Great para reducer, also makes 3 orbs matching, so really great unit to use in times where you would need para or just 3 matching orbs quickly. Colo Kobe, I wouldn't really recommend, but I believe he is a decent unit. He prevents death when you're above 50%. So if you don't want to use your Barto Cavendish special, you can always use Kobe or Flampe, the unit from the V2 Katakuri batch, and you can prevent yourself from dying. So really great zombie special, and I believe he does something with meat orbs as well. I don't recall, but Kobe is decent. Another unit I would recommend is another TM booster. I'm so sorry that I recommend so many TM boosters, but there's a lot of good ones for driven, such as the Psy Perona. Another great unit. She was great for the Colo Magellan. Reduces cooldowns and also does a 5k heal. She's great for times when your special gets reduced and you need to get your specials back up, since she rewinds her own special rewind, which is really great. Another unit I would recommend is TMNL. Really great unit, great fixed damage, and you can just rewind his special multiple times and just clear everything. So really great unit overall to have. Another unit I would recommend is The Psy Sugar Great Orb Booster 1.75 for 3 turns. You can use her on one stage and bring it into the next as long as it doesn't get countered. Also, she pairs up really well with the Int Pika or any other full board of G orbs, as she'll just convert them into matching, and you have a full board of orbs. So, really great unit to have. Another unit I would recommend is the Psy. Anyways, he is Bind Despair. I think he's just a Despair remover. I don't recall if he does Bind as well, but he also removes Enrage and um, Attack Up for driven units, and he also makes Color Orbs beneficial, so really great unit to use. Another unit I would recommend is the Raid Tesoro. Great unit. He makes Psi Orbs beneficial for driven units. So if you need a um, full board orb um, manipulator, you can use Psi Tesoro, and he's free to play. So really easy to get for most players. Another unit I would recommend is Invasion Big Mom. Super great unit. Removes Bind Despair by 6 turns, also attack down by 6 turns, and it's a 2.25 attack booster. So for 3 turns, but after a 12 hit combo, so you can actually pair her with another unit, which I don't really recommend, but if you want to use it, really awesome. The rare recruit, what's his name? Caribou, he has a 10 turn combo hit, so you can just use him and another unit, and you're automatically hitting 2.25 for the other 5 units. So, really great unit, the Invasion Big Mom is, and I highly recommend her. Flampe, I talked about her a bit. She does a bit of healing, and she's also a zombie captain. She's also a 1.75 attack boost for Driven and a whole bunch of other classes if you hit 3 perfects in a row. So if you need another attack booster, she's great for that if you can attack boost on the next stage, like on certain Coliseums. Another unit I would recommend, not the best, but really solid, the Fortnite Zoro from the Pizza Fortnite. Really great unit. 1.5 self-conditional for um, defense down. I used him on Colo Pica with my free-to-play team, and he helped me one-shot him. So really great unit. I would recommend farming him. Um, Super slept on Fortnite. Next unit I would recommend, finally an int, is Judge Plus. Great for damage reducing and also another 2 times special in cases where you just need to use another attack booster. Another unit I would recommend is V1 Fuji. He has a 5 turn 10% HP cut, so in times where you would want HP cut, I don't think you really need it with Baka, but if you need to, you can always use v, V1 Fuji. He also has the blow away immunity, so another great unit to have in cases like that. Another unit I would recommend is the Int Rare Recruit Perona. She removes 3 turns of a lot of the barriers like percent and increased damage and threshold, and she's also a 90% damage reducer. So always great to have as many damage reducers as you can, but not really necessary. But it's always great to have. She's You'll be using her mostly for your removing the shields. Anyways, I already talked about Kai Dofi. The V2 rate Dofi really great. Removes block orbs and changes all orbs randomly. So if you yeah, whatever. Also extends buffs. So if you want to use buff on 1 turn and then use VT Dofi, it'll extend it for 2 additional turns. So always a great unit to have for times where you want to extend your buff to the next room. Another unit I would recommend is the Raid VT Blackbeard. Really great unit overall. Under 10% HP, you do 2x damage, but two times he's a 2 times attack booster for all for everyone, which you won't really be using that often unless you're pairing you're using Legend Shiki as a sub and reducing your HP, which isn't really a problem, but he also removes 1 turn of several buffs similar to the raid Frankie, end of turn damage, the enrage, the heal, and attack up. So really great unit overall to have, and I highly recommend. The raid Caesar is also pretty decent. He's a 2-turn 1.75 orb booster, and he also poisons. So if you're against a stage with fixed damage enemies, you can always kill them with the poison and not have to worry about it too much, except for if there's a higher opponent with higher HP than the fixed damage. So no worries on those stages. Another unit I would recommend is the Int Pika, who I talked about earlier with Sugar. Full board of G orbs, which with Sugar you can make into Mansion. 4 turns bind Despair removal, and he also does a HP cut of 20%. So great unit to use, really solid. Another unit I would recommend is the new Elizabello. He's a 3-turn orb booster for Driven and Fighters, and he also, if you have reduced defense, which you can get from using Dansai, you get a 2 times orb boost instead. So depending on the situations, if you're reducing defense, you can use them as a 2 times orb booster, or you can use them like Sugar and have them as a 3 times orb booster. 3-turn orb booster, not times. So his 2 times orb boost is 1 turn if you reduce defense, and 3 turns of 1.75 if you don't reduce defense. Sorry about that. Anyways, the last couple of units I will recommend on a BARTO Cavendish team are the Int Shiryu, really great unit overall. Good for poison removal and also one-shotting enemies with under a certain amount of HP. Another unit I would recommend is the Intamande. Does 2 times her attack and also does in tap timing and tap bonus. And she also is a 50% HP cut if you have her at her max special. But you don't really need the HP cut, but still decent. She also removes barriers by 2 turns. It's a really great unit. And the final unit I would recommend that I have is the Int Moria, fixed damage dealer, and on a decent cooldown, 16 turns, so really nice to use. Also, units I would recommend who I don't have are the Quick Perona and Dex Akainu. He's a good orb booster, and he also makes Int beneficial, so great unit to have. And finally, the last unit I would recommend is the limited rare recruit Puddin. Let me read what she does real quick. So limited rare recruit Puddin. She reduces silence duration by 5 turns, reduces percent damage reduction and resilience by 5 turns, changes block badly matching into G orbs, and if there are 6 characters on your crew, 6 driven characters on your crew, change all color orbs into matching and recover 5,000 HP at the end of turn for the next 3 turns. And she also makes Psi matching for driven. So a really great unit overall. And yeah, I would, if you have Barto Cavendish, I would recommend pulling for them. So that will be all for the team analysis, and now I'll be showing you guys gameplay. So see ya after that.
象に紛れ込んだ悪魔、平穏などとっくに崩れ去ってる。何気ないそしてさりげない、気づかないうちに奪われていた。取り返しに行くなら今さ、貫いた矢のような鋭さでぶつけ合う心は美しい。どこまでもチェイス、いつもチェイス、俺はチェイス、逃げ場はない、走り出せチェイス、明日もチェイス、叩きつけてやるのさ。勝敗を分けるのは執念さだから I chase you。鋭さでぶつけ合う心は美しい。どこまでもチェイス、いつもチェイス、俺はチェイス、逃げ場はない、走り出せチェイス、明日もチェイス、叩きつけてやるのさ。チェイチェイチェイス、チェイチェイチェイス、チェイチェイチェイス、夢を見ていたよ。チェイチェイチェイス、チェイチェイチェイス、まだ覚めやしない。勝敗を分けるのは執念さだから I chase you。
Okay, this is concluding my unit breakdown on the new BARTO and Cavendish legend. Thank you guys for watching, and if you do want videos like this, please let me know in the comment section below which legends you would recommend, and no, which legends you would want me to do actually, and I will do them. Doesn't have to be the newest ones. I can do old ones as well, and other units of the sort. So thank you guys for watching again. Sorry about it being so long. This is my first time, and if you have any recommendations for the future videos, I will gladly appreciate those as well. So thank you for this, and see you next time. Goodbye.